busy.
As we are busy at home, we should be able to do stuff because we have the brains. So for me, that's the only thing I wish comes out of this. But remember, the Muslim women are there and they are so powerful. Let's embrace partnership, collaboration other than competition. Every school comes up and we are just competing. You know, collaboration. That's why our other colleagues, the associations are thriving. I know we have the Muslim Medical Association, but I don't even feel it. They call me to go and speak in the Protestant Muslim Bureau. I've never spoken in the Muslim Bureau. Why? Maybe competition, maybe she's from this side. Let's leave that aside. Come up with our central nervous system, a think tank that will be multifaceted to be able to handle and take actions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A big round of applause. So I want to take this opportunity to recognize Honorable Latif Sevagala. Honorable, you are welcome. Honorable was the Wa alaikum assalam, and I think one of the pioneer imams at Parliament that I knew. So we have Haji Mayambala of Security Link. Haji Mayambala of Security Link is the pioneer. Wa alaikum salam. For those, he was the first person who invested in cleaning Kampala, Norema. Yeah, so before the others, he's the first person who brought those vehicles from Norway in cleaning our city and Mulago by then, and now he's also done a lot of work with labor externalization. The first people to take many, the Muslim imam who was, went viral when he was cleaning the mosque and then eventually became the imam. He's the guy who took that man to Qatar and is now doing a lot of work, and many people. So I want to take the second one. There was a gentleman in the suit, yes, the grey suit, yeah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. My name is Abdul Nasser Segawa. I'm the chairman Zakah at the Jam'iyyat Tabligh Dawa As-Salafiyah. And Alhamdulillah, I'm here with the Amil Ummah, Sheikh Yunus Kamuga. My take is, a lot has been said by the panelists. I'm grateful for everything they've pointed out. It's a pleasure that I'm here for the very first time in this kind of session, and to me most of the points were amazing, but most of the points were literally pointing at creating institutions that already live by the Sharia, that have the Islamic governance. My question to the panelists is, how about the already pre-existing institutions? The biggest challenge I'm facing is, as Chairman Zakah, in the Jam'iyyat Tabligh Dawa As-Salafiyah, it's already an existing institution that already has ways it's been working. Now here we are with a lot of people being brought onto board, and then we have to change a few things. And to me, I'm realizing our biggest enemy is not even the non-Muslims out there. Our biggest enemies are becoming the very Muslims we are trying to lead. Because everything we are doing that moves us towards change, maybe good change, people are fighting just because they've been benefiting from systems that are already broken and already work in a certain way. So maybe we should throw more light on this kind of thing. Thank you.
Much appreciated. I just want to also clarify that we also, just move the mic. Just to highlight that we also have House of Zakah, and they've also done a lot of work. And one of the things that we are realizing as a takeaway is collaboration. So at what point do you work with House of Zakah? They've been here over time. How do you also integrate in technology in Zakah awareness, Zakah distribution, and all these other interesting things? Because the world is dynamic, and these are very good opportunities. So don't move out of this meeting without actually getting to know what they do. And thank you very much for bringing Amil Umar with you. Much appreciated. Assalamu alaikum. Nashkuru. Okay, so let's move the mic to the lady here. I am in charge. I need to balance the gender. Yeah, there's a lady. So Oh, so, okay, so there were two gentlemen. So let's start with that gentleman next to Amir Omar and then with him so that when we come back, we don't go back that side. No, there was a gentleman. This gentleman. Oh, Hamza, it's you. No, after. You give Ilyas, then I'll finish with you. I didn't know that you're the one, so I kept on saying the gentleman. Please, give him first, then you. Then when we come this side, we're almost wrapping up because of time. Yeah, we're wrapping up.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I see the smiles at high table. Thank you for that great work. My name is Chigonya Ilyas Mwanawani. As my brother Haji introduced, I'm a student of knowledge with the IIT, International Institute of Islamic Thought. I have been battling with this program which is shaping up in these days for some good time. I think we did some work struggles with Shamira, with Haji Katantazi, back in 2016 with the late Muchibi, to see how do we get business of the Muslim community at the stake. The answer from doctor here has been answered, where she was looking for the central nervous system. You have the central nervous system in the house. We are very lucky that we have now birthed the Islamic Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Uganda. Since we held the 2008 OIC Trade Conference, there are businesses that went on, and from that conference, the IDB in 2009 trained some officials from the Muslim community that in 2010 kick-started the Islamic Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Uganda. And from there has been a number of programs at national level and regional and global. I participated in 2014-2015, the Talent Mobility Project coordinated by Ministry of East African Community Affairs, MECA. And we had a team of human resource from other organizations of the Association of Engineers, Workers, Exporters. I think we are around 3 Muslims on that panel. And for me, it pained me to see how do we big up, always to see our team. But I thank the current times that we can gather as we are now.
Finally,
my message is in the nervous system. President Islamic Chamber, Ajmayambra, please stand up and say salam.
Oh, we have an Islamic Chamber of Commerce in Uganda?
Yes, and that is our president.
Oh yeah, mashallah, alaikum salam. A big round of applause to Haj Mayambala.
I'm the General Secretary of the Islamic Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Uganda. The Islamic Chamber of Commerce is an affiliate organization of the private sector arm of the OIC family at Karachi. That is the Islamic Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Okay, thank you very much. A big round of applause.
Winding one statement, brother.
Elias, I want to be very kind.
Thank you
very much.
Please, we just need to house there and tap into the OIC opportunities. Assalamu alaikum.
My apologies for my unfriendly moderation, but we're standing between Juma and, but bear with me. Hamza, you utilize a minute and
sorry, okay.
Dr. Hamza.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, Thurayya, and thank you, the panelists, for the insightful topics we've shared today. I just want to give you 2 scenarios that arise from the point made by Dr. Anifa of the nervous system. In 2018, was invited or consulted by the IDB and Central Bank, along with other nationals across the globe, in the Central Bank of Indonesia. There, I found a gentleman who had come to Kampala a year before to conduct Islamic finance consultancies for the government as the Islamic banking was underway. So he asked me, are you Ugandan? Yes, I am. I came to your country, trained close to 30 people, Islamic finance people, they gave him, and 2 were Muslims. And those two, when I examined them, during their breakfast meetings and whatever, they were even not up to the task. They were not even up to the task. They didn't understand anything about it. So he asked, do you work in government? I said, no, I work for a Zakah institution. So how do you come here? So another thing, I highlight another point. In the next 2019, again, at the World Zakat Forum, I sit at the World Zakat Forum as the country representative, and I work with the House of Zakah, and Dr. Namala is a member of board of directors of the House of Zakah. And we made a resolution that Zakah should be made global, should be done this and that that technology of fintech should be used as a resolution, like this meeting is going to do. You know, we didn't do anything. We waited for another sitting next year. The United Nations, after 2 months, picked the same resolution, picked the same technical notes we drafted, and established a Zakah agency globally. In their third year, they are collecting $400 million US, citing UNICEF and all those things. So I urge you this sitting, or this conference, or this workshop, that we need to discuss solutions now. Dr. Mujabi and others have highlighted the problem. We've been in these problems. I've worked for the Islamic institutions for the last 10 years. I've made research. I'm getting my PhD soon. But what the problem is galvanization. You'll meet Hajat, my friend, Princess Chimbugwe. You'll meet Sheikh, you'll meet Council Katantazi, and then they are all self-made people. They've done their business somewhere, they are successful, they are sharing with us. When they step out, there is no any single entity or single association of Muslims who supported them in kind of maybe consumers or buyers of their products or something, but we want to claim them. And they're unclaimable because they're self-made. So what we can do as a solution, I'm into strategy, by the way. We can sit down, we use Council Mugabe and the likes in their respective professions. We do what they call a master plan. The Malaysians and the Indonesians, they are copying. I'm going there next month, I've been there. I've even studied their mosque management. You find a mosque having an organogram of a mosque. Imam, deputy imam, finance, whatever. Everything is clear from the mosque level. Here, we use mosques to fight. Flex. You see? And we cannot talk about banking, Islamic banking, whatever, without even solving such solutions. I think, as we have the Muslim Lawyers Association, we can create a think tank, as she has exclaimed, to draw what they call a master plan.
I think point is taken.
The Christians, just a single
point is taken. I am standing between Juma and a very critical activity. Either no, once that call is made, I will not have any control. Thank you very much, Hamza. A big round of applause to Hamza. Pass the mic to the lady here. When that call is made, in Surah to Juma, either no, once that call is made, then I don't have control. So, and it's coming to me there. Kindly accept my being tough. Yes, you're welcome, lady.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Nawar Saba Chitiba, and I'm very honored to be here. Nawar Saba Chitiba. I'm standing here as the Lady Vice President and Secretary for Women Affairs on the Muslim Students Association of Uganda.
Mashallah.
I have 2 requests and 1 question, which is also rhetorical. The first request is, we've talked about, I think it was engineer who mentioned lack of attachment in some sort. But I would like to inform you that in these different Muslim student associations, there is actually a lot of attachment while the students are in the university. It simply fades away when they enter the working class. So my question is, how do we keep that attachment there? Is it because when they leave the university and enter working class, they can't find a community they fit in? So you, the people in the working class, why don't you try to create that community for us who are coming out of university? So that when you come to take us when we reach the level of masters, we're not saying, where were you when I just graduated? I think that's something you need to look at. Secondly, what can we do within our capacity? We've talked about leadership not being about holding an office. I believe it's about sacrifice. There are so many people here. What have you sacrificed to engage the youth? Again, I'm looking at students because they're the ones who are coming out. What have you sacrificed to engage the youth like you've done here? And I'm very happy to be here to engage these youth who are in university to learn about Islamic finance. In Musa, we encourage students to have small businesses, but I don't know much about Islamic finance, but I'm the one encouraging a girl to start up her own liquid soap business, her own bakeries. There are very many bakeries owned by Muslim females, very, very many. But the question is, they don't know about Islamic finance. How can they engage that knowledge in their small businesses? So it is up to the people up there to get. And then finally,
finally, I just want to let you off. But thank you very much for representing the students community. Yeah. So, but thank you very much. Great insights. Okay, so Hajat, you have the final words because I need to balance. I gave many men an opportunity as well.
I'm a counseling psychologist, Marina Ismail. I've just graduated with a master's. First, I want to appreciate and validate everyone here. I've not had anyone validating everyone here. You guys have done an amazing job. Thank you for sharing a collection of beautiful insights. I'm amazed. It's my first time to be part of this, such a setting. And actually, I'm so amazed. But I'm one person who asks myself, like a sister, that you have shared this collection, beautiful insights. What are you doing to put these in place? How do we start? The question is, how do we embed a mission from what you have just, from this incurring process, what you have shared? What have you started? How do we start? How do we secure, as he said? Are we just sharing these beautiful insights? Why don't we start on them? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Much appreciated. So the mic comes back here. So I want to, okay. Don't corrupt me. Just one word. Yeah, but someone took your space. Because we have 5 minutes to get out of this room.
Just a few seconds. Just
I don't want
less
them
than a
to
minute.
charge us more money. We just have to leave the room.
Ahmad.
Yes,
Okay.
I have to be very tough, but you are.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes, we are just getting provoked every other day. That is why some of us are coming out from the space that we are supposed to be. You just get provoked, you want to cry, and you have nothing to do. My name is Aitun Kachama. I'm coming from a counseling point of view, from pan-professional counselors. I just have 2 questions. When you come out and start working as a Muslim, when do Muslims feel they need to pay you? Because I just hear that, Lila, nawe, nkolera Lila. Does Lila mean no payment? That is 1. 2, when do people stop learning? Like, when do you better yourself? Maximum respect to teacher Katantazi. When do you start or stop learning? Because the challenge we have in this community, people have arrived. Like, yamala yo Quran, ye yakoma. Yawasa abachala be babiri, yamala. Yatandika ka business ke, it's like we arrived, ejana twajikolachi, twajifunadda. Lastly, the prophet, our prophet, before he was even given the mission, yavanga komo community, he used to get out and go somewhere and just stay quiet. When do Muslims keep quiet? Tusirika kodi. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much. So the mic comes here, and Dr. Shafiq here. You had responses. What is that one thing that you want to leave with the group?
Thank you very much. I think all of us have been provoked in very many ways, and as an academic, I will say one thing, and this one thing is, and this is something that has been on my heart for a long time as a researcher: research, and training, and after research, can you disseminate these findings? At my PhD, I did a study on people who borrow from money lenders in Uganda, and I'm very sure the House of Zakah and other people doing Islamic finance would be very interested in my work. And the kind of language I use there is secular language, but I realized that even while modeling the decision for a person to borrow from a money lender, I have realized that after reading Islamic literature, I realized that all these have been written in the Quran. In most cases, we have the epistemology, and I don't want to use the word epistemology. Yeah, where knowledge
You
comes
know,
from.
we academicians want to confuse people. Just so that we build the system where knowledge comes from. In such
Exactly.
epistemology, people will run away.
Exactly.
And that's why I don't want to usually flash titles, because people will run.
So secularism, what we call secularism, is actually Islamic science. All these sciences we call science. When you go back to Islamic history, the Muslims were the custodians of knowledge. We are the custodians of science. We are the custodians of mathematics. I happen to work with Shamim, and we do a lot of customer service training, and we do it from an Islamic perspective. If we are going to teach people to do customer service and they are Muslim, we should teach them that customer service is sadaq. It's sadaq. You can look at it from the humanist perspective, from the cultural perspective. So can we do research, and after doing that research we do trainings? And what is my take up from here? I'm saying, can we do a Uganda Muslims Research Bureau? Can we do that to know why people don't pay zakah? And if we have the answer, then we will approach zakah from a different approach. My decision modeling on my PhD, I call these biases. I call these credit attitudes. But let me tell you, if I explain that to a sheikh, he might have a nicer way of putting it in an Islamic perspective. There are a lot of publications people are doing on Islamic finance, but we are not reading. And like Zaitun said, when shall we stop talking and then read? And after reading, we try to bring these trainings to the what? To the wananchi. Can we go to Chikubo? Can we go to metal fabricators in Katwe and give them a free training? Those we can say lillah, isn't it? Because you cannot really tell them that you are going to pay someone 2 million to start and talk to you about formalizing your business. But can we do that lillah? But when we get into the people who are making
thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Much appreciated. So can we as academicians, also Muslim academicians, have an association? Yes, we can. Okay, so those are critical issues. So Hajat, the floor.
I'm just going to answer the why and then the how, because we need to go away with resolutions, right? So I'm taking it upon myself to start with the how. Let me start with the why. In Kenya, the SACCO Association is funded by women in kiosks, taxi touts, aba taxi, aba bus, mama mbogas. But today, bagula bizimbe in the different SACCO associations, bagula taxis in numbers. That's the power of numbers. Instead of us fighting amongst each other, imagine if we came together and each one of us raised $10. $10 right? A month. Just 1 million Muslims, or even 500,000 Muslims, you would be funding critical infrastructure development here. Malaysia, Tagabond Fund, started from how they were collecting zakah. Olwalero in Malaysia. Hamza, I'm happy you spoke about Indonesia and Malaysia. When I was doing my research in Malaysia, I realized that Begatanga, from the grassroots, kumzikiti, nibasonda sente za zakah. Olwalero, they own some of the biggest infrastructure, including banks, including hospitals, including road construction, including schools. When you look at Centenary Bank here in Uganda, it is called Centenary Road Development. But now, absolutely, from the parishes. Thank you. Now, let me go to the how. Legal. We need to have a majlis that sits the Council of Sharia scholars. He's been asking you the whole day, Baliwa, have a majlis that sits a council of scholars which disputes, to which disputes from the Ummah can be taken for interpretation or ruling. For example, these might be cases of inheritance. Tufiridwa. But sometimes abantu abali mu inheritance, okugaba emali. These disputes, where do we go? Either we go to an individual sheikh, we are going to the conventional courts. What stops us from having a council of Sharia? Number 2, a business advisory board. That is a key place to start.
Islamic business advisory board?
Yes.
Or Muslim business? I think Islamic business advisory board.
Islamic advisory business board that guides individuals and institutions on governance requirements from contracting, dispute resolution, pricing models, compliances such as tax and zaka. Abamu tukola businesses naye tetumanyi compliance waffe. Abamu tetumanyi how to price things. Islamically waliwo ebintu ebikukugira oku overpricing certain things, isn't it? Newebandagano, there are limits within which we should operate. Naye omuntu akugamba nti naguze hijabu ku mitwalo 10 ngitunde emitwalo 3. It wallah mwenda mukimanya abakyala, right? You will go somewhere, you will see a hijab ku mitwalo 10 naye nga oli waliwo agikuguza ku mitwalo 3
najja n'akulega nti ya mitwalo 3
ate oluusi gwe n'agikugamba 45 oli n'amugamba emitwalo 3 oba 25. So who guides us? So there should be an advisory board. Number 3, a business development hub. I belong to so many associations. Naye wakakayanzungirayo omu. Yeah, I will keep on saying that. Hub that advises on starting, building, and sustaining a business and how to scale ethically and profitably. Such a hub would be responsible for bridging the gap between different institutions for synergies as a new way of working to achieve faster and bigger results. Bobo otandise business, aja ali mu construction, you are in counseling, mulimu wana abali mu bakery. Lwaki oyagala nti ogule ebintu okuva mu kikuubo? Lwaki tonoonya muntu alina edduuka mu kikuubo n'omugamba be my supplier? If you have a construction company, why must you buy up to the last block? Have your parameters and say quality wenti gye ntwala mujje mu supplying. Naye nammwe abasupplying, stop blackmailing us. Ndi musiraamu yanyimye business n'agiwa omuki omunaswara, but you're not up to par. Haja akugambye njagala blocker yaki ya bomba. What is a blocker ya taka? So you want him to take taka because you're Muslim and leave the other one? Omuntu akugambye njagala cake chocolate flavor wansi njagala yo vanilla color ya white njagala ko doleza pink. Omuletedde cake efaanana ensawo ya jjajjaawe. She's saying I'm not paying you, that's not what I ordered. Quality control. Okay, finally, a health advisory board that would either pronounce on medical procedures, medicine components as to which are suitable for Muslims, as it has recently been discovered. Some medications have been made from alcohol or pork refinements. Some of us tugenda tugula eddagala naye nga ingredients wallahi si zaffe. I have been to China once nga waliwo edduuka litunda ice cream made from pork refinement. Ice cream. There's toothpaste, there's candy.
Actually, I actually saw it in the US as well.
Thank you very much. So do we have a medical advisory board? Some medical procedures need to be done strictly by women. Nenga bakazi mwe bali abali qualified. Do we have people to say these procedures should be done? Waliwo obuntu obutono obuli intrusive obukebera.
But let me ask you, Hajat.
Right? Yes.
The question I was making is, I was actually raising, Bagaina abachala jebali.
Let us start with making these boards and having these people. You know, in the USA, you hear people saying, I'm a board certified psychologist.
Yes, yes.
I'm a board
Certification
certified.
approvals.
In LDC, by the way, I'm a lawyer by profession, but I've been in financial technology for 16 years. Chewasoma techikusalira uchi chokola. Right? Wotugenda ku LDC, you're supposed to be certified. Back course, right? And you renew. Annual. Chitegeeza, ethically, what dayo? Bobo ina chikyamu kyewakola during the year, they will not renew. Where do we go for board certification here? In Kenya, there was someone who had been a lawyer for years and won cases, but who had never gone to law school. You know that case? How do we protect people? An education advisory board which can continuously research and monitor the suitability of education. When I say suitability, muchimanyi nti ebisiyaga betuyingidde.
Very true.
Muchimanyi. Do we have a monitoring board to say, we are clients, people, stop thinking you're second-class citizens. Newebanga is Green Hill, Sasula Sent. You have a right to say, we have this body that is going to come in and look at the curriculum if it is suitable. And therefore, if it's not suitable, it can take punitive action, including lawsuits, right? An ICT, for me this is personal, an ICT research and innovation hub kitegeeza okunganya that works closely with mostly finance institutions to tap into the fourth industrial revolution and advise, project and steer the Ugandan Ummah to the right usage of technology like social media. financial technology, health technology, regulatory technology. When we speak about technology, omuntu alowooza computer giraba weekomaawo. There's regulatory technology, RegTech. There's health technology. Abantu tebakyasala abantu kubaaga kuva eno kudde. Do we have a finance hub? Abaana bayiiya left, right and center. Yeah, I think the other week, a young girl, 18 years, yayiiza esimu that does not need a physical phone. It's a hologram. Right? She's looking for funding. Tuliwa. These boards should be there. And lastly, establishing a professional data bank. A data bank where CVs, academic papers, research projects are banked. I would like to give an offer. I am in ICT. I will develop that so-called data bank. I will test it. My only problem, how do we know ania banking a CV ntufu? The challenge now will come back to you. Lila, I have part of my team here. Sarah is there. She's my head of credit. Funny enough, he is my consultant sheikh. Everything we do must go through. So I am saying, get your CV banks. I will give you the system. Lillah.
Okay. Barakallahu fikum wa jazakumullah khair. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. A big round of applause to Hajat. So, engineer, we are unfortunately running out of time, but just shoot it.
Right.
And pass the mic directly to Dr. Mutagubia.
Yes. First of all, let me appreciate this moment, because it's not every day that we sit down as Muslims and we discuss issues that are directly affecting us. I think it's very important, and I want to thank Thurayya Media, Islam Media, for this platform. It is very, very important. You know, you see communities of non-Muslims, Catholics, arranging themselves thoroughly. Centenary Bank, they started saving 200 shillings before it became a bank. So the effort and the organization it takes to move 200 shillings into a multi-billion investment is enormous. Naivida Dalamu organization. It's the very first point I talked about of the central nervous system. If we can develop a feeling for each other's well-being and development, it will be very important for us as the Ummah. Finally, I want to task each one of us here. You know, we've discussed this, and maybe we all know the problems. Maybe we already knew what the problems were. What are we doing about it? What are we doing about it in our small individual capacities as Muslims? If you're an engineer, if you're an employer, if you're an employee, what are you doing that can push the Ummah further? What are you doing in your small capacity that can propel us further? That can bring prosperity in numbers and in unity as us as the Muslims? So please, I encourage you and implore you to try as much as possible. Like I've said recently, I gave you guys a scenario. Recently, I was talking to my brothers. We're just about 5 people. I told them, you know what, we've done business, we do all these things, but let us just get 1 hour. Maybe from that 1 hour, we'll be able to do charity programs. Maybe from then, we'll be able to call on sheikhs that are very knowledgeable in different regards. Maybe these sheikhs are going to help us improve our businesses, because maybe the one doing my business is not in the Islamic values, and maybe because I'm just not informed. But now we have the platforms that can give us the opportunities to get to know these people and learn and interface and actually become better Muslims and also better people in the communities. Thank you so much.
I don't know why you are the moderator. Okay.
He was a bit busy, so I actually chose to skip him. Toleta fitina. But tafadhal Sheikh, I'll come back to council. No, really, council and I come a long way, so don't start a fight for us.
Council fight him, not. Okay. Okay. It is amazing that I have very little time to make this case, but I'm going to try to do my best. Our parents defined their generational cause. They saw the problem was in education. They spent over 50 years dealing with that. Right now we are complaining of the mushrooming many schools. I have a sale, and I hope you will buy. our generational course should go business, technology, Sharia. We need to be deliberate at improving our economic status as Muslims. If we launch that as our cause, I believe the next 50 years will be worth it. Should we stay under the circumstances where we are now, getting so angry because we have a new mufti, we are going to lose it. Personally, I made a decision not to participate in that old wrangle. And there is a sheikh mind that keeps triggering me. Like there is something within me. I hope it's not satanic. I hope it is from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. It is ilham. But I will not lie to you. I have thought many times, and I'm still struggling to launch that. Starting a sect as a sheikh, purposely focused on economic growth. I don't care about the fatwas, but I'm thinking about that thing, because if sheikhs do not stand up and you claim there is Islamic anything, we are going to come for you, Bamaseka. And I think Bamaseka, we have a very big challenge. We need to professionalize this job. Now that we are here as professionals, mbadde nsaba kati mmwe temunkubira ssimu ya bwereere, because when you do that, I cannot make research. You make us very busy, and we don't. I mean, how can you expect a decorated scholar again addressing all these complexities that we are talking about now? Ngali busy aina avuga pichi ali mukwetolola mutuyambe, come with money. Bagambe. I have invested time, and thanks to Allah then Shamila, I have been introduced to fintech, I've been to circles, working so hard. If I start speaking coaching and life coaching and psychology, I know Hajat Zaitun will think that sheikh is not in fintech. But all that time invested, this is my advice on that. I will deliver what I have to deliver, insha'Allah, lillah. And you will pay me lillah. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bagambe. Twagala sente. Yes, Council, you really have a minute. And it's non-negotiable really. Because it's nakuwaza abasilamu bagenda mu juma, so
somehow you've decided to pick on me. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I have worked with JDS as a volunteer. Jam'iyyat Dawa al-Islamiyya. I knocked on that door. Amil can testify. I provide free legal advice. I have worked with House of Zakah. Lillah, I provide free advice. Why am I saying this? We came here for Islamic leadership and governance. We must not be driven by the profit maximization perspective only. We must also think other ways. I will now come to your question. You asked, when do we get paid? Create value. I have volunteered on CBS. I'm one of the panelists who do Manye Demberiu. I want to tell you, out of that free service, the calls I get to do paid work is enormous. I do a program on Spark, Manyamateka. It is free. But from that program, people call me and say, I have this. So create value. The money will follow. Now, I'm speaking as a financial and business consultant. First, create value, and the money will follow. Nobody pays without realizing that what I'm paying for. Shamira here, she has said, I do this. I want to tell you that she has invested. And when she was investing, she developed herself. She elevated herself to a level where she can be called to a platform like this and share her insights. This today is not paid for. I'll give 2 examples. My friend here, Abdu, please stand up. Abdu Abeine is my student and my friend. Is one of the people who has organized this. It was fully paid for.
Allah
by
Akbar.
private
La
individuals.
ilaha illa Takbir. MashaAllah, may Allah reward you abundantly.
I subscribe to the Salaf madhab. I don't know if you are not doing bid'ah. When you begin bringing takbir.
We were not in any
Al-Haji there.
This is not ihtilaf.
Yeah, thank you very much. So the reason I wanted to bring him out is creating an opportunity for people to start having these conversations. Let us not lament. Let us do something where we can say, I have done my part. Whether people buy it or not is another. The second question you asked was,
Lastly, Council.
if you saw shoes. Okay, if you said lastly, let me even leave that one. Because she asked 3 questions. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever you earn, sacrifice a portion of it. Sacrifice, do swadaka. Make somebody else's life better. Don't wait for them to go through the gutters like you did for you to feel, you know, this is what I did. Make deliberate, intentional effort to make somebody else's life better. Teach somebody, mentor somebody. When I say make it better, I don't mean give them money. Hold their hand, walk them through the ropes, make their lives better. If possible, provide the money. This year, I was with Abaine recently in a trip. When I was in a place, I said, Ya Allah, of all the money I'm making this year, I will sacrifice 20%. My first prayer was that when I go back, my first contract is in dollars. On Wednesday, a contract happened, and it was in dollars. So, make intention to give back to Allah. Because for me, I don't, you see, I think when you grow older, you reach a level when you say, all this for what? Because we can amass all we want, but in the end, it will stay here. But what do we put on our akhirah? Ladies and gentlemen, the challenge we have will be to integrate our leadership and management knowledge and styles for better governance, corporate governance, from an Islamic perspective.
What a perfect
then we'll
way
leave this
to-
world better. Thank you very
What a
much.
perfect way to end this session.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Sounding political, wa alaikum salam. Thank you very much. A big round of applause to our distinguished personals. And thank you very much, Dr. Ashraf Mutagubia. Thank you very much, Council Katantazi Siraj. And thank you very much, Engineer Shaban Sengendo. And thank you very much, Hajat Shamila. And thank you very much, Dr. Mugabe. And a big round of applause to my beautiful, amazing audience. Let's give ourselves a big round of applause. My apologies for sounding a bit hard. Moderation is not easy. I am not here to buy favors, but I'm here to make friends. My apologies where I had to step on other people's foots. The intention and the niyyah is right. إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالِ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. So I would love to say that this comes to a close, but I have 3 more items. One is just to highlight critical issues that have come from this session. The importance of collaboration and partnerships, the importance of having those institutional mechanisms, the different boards that are key that are going to lead us in terms of certification approvals, the importance of creating value, the importance of research and development, the importance of creating a database for professional Muslims, the importance of anchoring leadership and governance systems in the way we do things. How do we bring people together in associations? Critical things that I want to connect with the young lady from the university. When we are at the university, we are together, but once we leave the university, where are the Muslim doctors? Where are the Muslim lawyers? I know Katantas is very active within the Muslim legal fraternity. Where are the Muslim architects? Can we think about an association of Muslim architects? scientists in so many areas, veterinarily, all sorts of areas. When we're in the universities, they are there, but when they step out of the university, you don't know where they are. Where are the Muslim dentists? Where are the Muslim engineers in so many spaces of engineering? Where are the Muslim construction workers? If I don't, who among those has Engineer Dauda mentored? Can Engineer Dauda show us like 30, or Engineer Rajab Ali show us that they've mentored over 100 upcoming or emerging Muslims? Where are the Muslim nurses? Do they even have an association? Muslim labor export companies that are generating $1 billion in this country, majority Muslims, do they have an association? Muslim academicians, I'm meeting Dr. Mugabe here for the first time. So where are others? Muslim gynecologists, she's talking about getting technology and, how things have changed, you no longer can. So that's the trend of life, and connecting to what, where are the Muslim counseling professionals? Because there's a counseling psychologist here, there are counseling professionals, there are many doing life coaching. Where is your association? That you're there, you speak when it's time for Salah, you just, I know of a Muslim sister, Sharifa, Shamila Namtebi, who convenes a very interesting platform like a TED Talk called Muslim Coffee Talk. And I think it's one of the most amazing platforms where Muslim professionals meet and share ideas and network as well. Muslim school directors, I did mention that Sheikh Mohammed Abdueli Abdallah has convened the Muslim directors of Muslim associations of primary schools. Now they have an association, and they're going to really be focusing on things of facilities, standards, hygiene, quality, teaching. Because everyone is starting up a school, which is a good thing, but how do we make sure that we add value? And then how do we also make sure that we guard them and have these institutional governance systems and all these other dimensions? I entirely close with the submission and the subscription that we need to define our cause for the future. And I cannot say more than business, economics is key, technology is the trend of life, and critical, I entirely subscribe to the idea of they all need to have a Sharia-centric mindset. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I want to pass the mic to Amir Umar to say a word or two. There's a mic at the back, then the mic will come to Honorable Latif Sebagala. Then I will also invite the convener to close this meeting, and we head to Jum'ah, and we go and meet our obligation as Muslims. Amir, karibuni, you're welcome. Tukwaniza mkadde waffe, tukuwaddeyo eddakiika emu oba bbiri, then tuwene Elder Honorable Latif Sebagala, Imam, eminent Imam wa Parliament, then Emeritus Imam, mashallah, tabarakallah. Then I will invite Hajj Abdu, mashallah. Tafaddal, Sheikh.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah, sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Mu butuufu ddala nebaza Allah ampaddeyo obuwangazi ne ntuukako mu kasi akatono kesirabanga, akasi akatalowooza kino nakiri, naye nga akasi kano kalowooza abasiraamu bagenda kukola batya okuva mu kino nakiri. Tekafunika nno, twali badde tuli wano nga twogera birala, nzize kuwuliriza, mpulidde ku 10 bye mwogedde mu Lungereza, bakakasa nti 7 ekyo sibalimba 7 njirina bitono ebimpitako, naye byonna byempulidde binyongedde maanyi. Kwekyo nze kyendiko, nze ngamba abasiraamu tubeere n'ensonga 3. Esooka education, abasiraamu tuddeyo tusomere ddala. Ekyokubiri unity, ebintu bikolere wamu. Ekyokusatu development, omusiraamu weekulaakulanye, leka kulinda kuwa buwi, leka kubeera abasabiriza. Points ez'esatu muzitambulidemu, neeyongedde amaanyi, ate era nze nja kuba nammwe mu buli ngeri yonna. Tubaagala nnyo nga mmwe abasomi, okutambula nammwe temutuleka bweru tewakyaliwo njawulo ti ono yasoma diini ono yasoma Lungereza tugendere wamu nga bwe tuli tujja kulaakulana mazima bwenkanya asidqu wal amaana wal ikhlas bisatu bijja tuyamba mazima bwenkanya n'okuba nga bye tukola byonna twagala bifunamu byonna naye enkomerero yabyo twagala Allah yaba atusiima era yaba atusasula jazakumullahu khair wa barakallahu fikum wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Honesty, trust and sincerity to Allah. Sheikh and unity. Tafaddal al-Hajj Latif Sebagala, Emeritus Imam, Parliament of the Republic of Uganda.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the interest of time, words are totally inadequate to express my innermost gratitude to the organizers and then to the panelists. My only request that if we could have this kind of workshops at least twice in a year or even after 3 months, inshallah, quarterly workshops of this nature are very, very important. We need a lot to share, and indeed, I appreciate all the efforts that have been made by the organizers and the panelists. May Allah reward you abundantly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Wa alaikum salam. I have a personal question. Are you the father of Engineer Shaban Sengedo? I am in charge here, so
yeah, he's my second born.
Barakallahu fikum wa jazakumullahu
My wife is Dr. Anifa Namaseng, the mother of
so
Shaban.
kati mutuwambie barakallahu fikum wa jazakumullahu khair. So I just want to say thank you very much. At this point, allow me invite the convener, Al-Hajj Abdul Adam Baine, who is the founder and the team leader. He's a consultant and he's into Imagine Pharmaceuticals and is the chairman of board of the Imagine Group. And Sheikh, thank you very much for putting this together. May Allah reward you with Jannah. Barakallahu fikum wa jazakumullahu khair. Thank you very much. You're welcome. I want to leave. Much appreciated. Someone is saying I'm doing well after I'm done, but I'll take it, mashallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Peace and blessings to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I decided to come here today to